Hi, I'm Kerry Kirkham, and you're sipping with the Wine Fox. With me today is Seedlip 94. It is an aromatic, distilled, non-alcoholic spirit from the United Kingdom. And I'll explain a little bit later about this garment around my chin. But anyway, this debuted in 2015, and it was a smashing success. It's poured in places such as the Fat Duck and Buckingham Palace. Where I discovered this was at the restaurant at Meadowood. My husband and I were waiting to be seated at the chef's counter in the kitchen, and we were at the bar, and I ordered a cocktail, and the bartender noticed that my husband didn't order a cocktail. He asked for water. I sipped my cocktail, and a few minutes later, the bartender said what he called a zero-proof cocktail in front of him, which I thought was incredibly thoughtful, amazingly observant. And the non-alcoholic cocktail, it had Seedlip Garden 108 in it. And that's one of three in the lineup of Seedlip. So they have another one which is called Grove 42. And they're various expressions of herbs and botanicals that are distilled, and there's no alcohol in them. So I purchased this bottle at K&L Wine Merchants in Redwood City for $29.99 with the hopes to make zero-proof cocktails for my husband. So right now I can't drink for a few more days. It's been 2 weeks total, and it's due to a minor surgery I had along my jawline, and this compression garment helps reduce the swelling and take pressure off my stitches. So I wanted to try this now, which is perfect timing. So what's in it? So in this distillate, there's Jamaican allspice berries and cardamom. And there's also some white American oak bark and something called cascarilla, which I'd never heard of. So cascarilla is a native to the Caribbean, and it's often used in things like Campari, Amaro, or vermouth. And it made me think it's something, maybe it's a little similar to Cinchoa bark, which is where quinine comes from, and quinine was used to fight malaria, and it's also that bitter component in tonic water. But cascarilla is also known to have medicinal properties as a stimulant and a fever reducer. So I don't know, this something interesting going on, and it reminds me of the original inspiration for this lineup. It was founded by Ben Branson, who was inspired by a book called The Art of Distillation, and that was published in 1651 by a physician named John French. And he focused on both alcoholic and non-alcoholic distillations from things sourced from nature for medicinal reasons. So pretty interesting. So what does it taste like? I tasted it neat, plain, and first I'll talk about the nose. So just nosing it, it had a strong cola, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, orange peel, and like a subtle toasty oak nose. And it reminded me of a combo of like Coke, oak chips, Constant Comment tea by Bigelow. So I was like, wow, what a strange nose. But the flavor is much more complex than the nose. So flavor-wise, I got rich Eureka lemon, allspice, cinnamon, cola, and like a bitter almond component. The texture was a little disappointing. It's slightly weightier than water, but not by much. So I was kind of bummed when I first tasted it. But then I tried it based on their serving suggestion, which is with tonic water and a grapefruit twist. I did not have grapefruit, so I used a blood orange twist. And the tonic water I used is Fever Tree, the Indian tonic water, but I used the light version because it's not quite as sweet as the regular. Now we are talking. This is a fantastic option for a zero-proof cocktail. I love this. I don't feel like I'm missing much. The flavors really come alive when it's mixed with a mixer. And a twist. A twist is a must. A twist turns a drink into a cocktail. So this is fantastic. And it's not one of those cloying mocktails. This is something elegant. And it reminds me of a quote I took off their website. So regardless of why you're not drinking alcohol, you should have the choice of a grown-up complex drink, full stop. Mission accomplished. I love it. My husband also thought that why don't we give it a try with mixing it with grapefruit LaCroix. So I tried it mixing it with grapefruit LaCroix and a lemon twist, a Eureka lemon twist. Also quite lovely. I can't quite decide which way I like it better. I'm thinking the tonic just because I love gin and tonic normally. But they're both great options. LaCroix is great if you're watching your carbs. But even with the Fever Tree, the whole bottle is only 30 calories and 7.6 grams of carbs, 5.8 grams of sugar for the whole bottle. And for one cocktail, you basically use half the bottle. So I really like this. One of the slogans for Seedlip is what to drink when you're not drinking. I like that. I think it's a fine option. It's a little pricey. I think they're chasing a very premium market. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the skincare line called Aesop. Very stylish, elegant, well-made, obviously beautifully sourced, and just impeccable in every way. I really want to try the other two flavors. I'm really looking forward to it. And to that, I say cheers and carpe sapor.